Reddit asks, what's something everyone should experience at least once in their life? I have two. One is seeing a starry night sky, no clouds, no light pollution, just a beautiful night sky, or better yet, the northern lights. Second is seeing the view from a mountain peak. People always talk about how ugly the world is, but I think these two things really remind you of how beautiful Earth is too. I was 13. I went to see my aunt and uncle up in the White Mountains in Arizona. I said to my uncle, "I thought you said it'd be a clear night." He replied, "It is." First time I saw the nebulous material that makes up our galaxy. It is truly amazing. The night sky in the middle of the Atlantic with nothing around for 1,000 miles and more is the nicest thing I ever saw, and even after seeing it for 3 weeks, it was always a blessing to see it every day. Also, I feel like a sunrise just hits differently. Holy crap. Same. It's unreal. Seeing an ocean in person, from a beach. I'd go one further and saying everyone should see a reef teeming with life. Honestly, it's something. The colors are something. Snorkeling in a reef was the most peaceful experience of my life. The thing some people do, of waking up and being excited for the day to come. That sounds nice. I only do this when I plan to do something like hang out with friends and shit. It's a bit weird to name friends and shitting in the same sentence, but I'm not here to judge. You don't shit with friends? Do you have single player toilets? Being in a poor part of the third world country. We have all seen poverty on TV, but it is a very different thing when you're standing in the middle of it. You then realize how lucky you are. I agree with this 100%. I thought this very thing the first time I went to Mexico. Yes, I understand Mexico is technically not a third world country, but it is a developing country. There's just enough poverty there to make you realize how good you have it if you're from a first world country. However, I never felt so free until I was in Mexico. If you've only gone to a resort in Mexico, then you haven't experienced Mexico. Only escape from third world countries is with money or death. Being loved. And also getting your ass eaten out. This list is a roller coaster ride. Love is overrated. But that ass eating though. Heartbreak. It sucks and is one of the absolute worst feelings you can imagine, but it helps if you experience that younger in life rather than at say 60, because it helps you grow as a person. Yes, I grew a lot as an individual, but I still want her to be the one I spend my life with. If it doesn't happen, I would choose to experience it at 60s, because there won't be much years left, and I would have a different mentality about this. At 22 or 23, honestly, I don't see myself forgetting her no matter what. If she marries, has kids, tells me that she hates me, you choose. She is the one, and will always be. So no, a true love heartbreak isn't something that you should experience, but a soft one. I am with you in that one. PD, don't worry. Overall, I am doing good. I live happy. Empty, because I don't have that one person with me. But I am an empty, happy guy. What's it like to work at a busy shift at a restaurant? Can be any role. Waiting tables, bussing, cooking, hosting. Everyone should have one evening where you are trying to serve and cater to dozens of people at once. You should know how it feels to bring someone the wrong dish or spill a glass on someone. You should know how it feels to work hard as fuck and get no tip. get told to take something back like it's your fault. All the normal things that happen during a busy shift. By having that experience, you have a permanently different view of going out to eat, and you will be a kinder, more accepting, and patient customer. I was a line cook at a busy, high-end restaurant back in college. I subsequently spent several years working in war zones. Working in a kitchen was not as stressful as war, but it wasn't that far off either. I had PTSD after a summer of bussing tables in a busy higher-end Mexican place. Legitimate PTSD, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. The worst and most difficult job I've ever had. The cash as a poor college kid was very good though, so I did it for maybe 6 months. Isn't it incredible how fast an ostensibly well-developed, civilized adult can turn into a psychotic toddler when something goes differently from what they expect in the world of food services? Ego death. This guy DMTs. Unconditional love. A fine dining experience. Dying. It should happen at the very end as well. Based on what I hear from other people, being excited to live your life. I haven't experienced it yet, but it sounds nice. Whale watching from a boat. Whales are amazing. Whales are one of those few things in life I am kind of afraid of. Never seen one before in real life. I had an amazing experience whale watching. There were many whales and one was almost touching the boat, it was so close. This was in P Town, Cape Cod. Live in another country for at least 1 year. No matter what, you will gain some perspective in your life. Process the animal they are going to eat. Going to the store is so easy with aisles of meat and produce that people seem to have become unaware where all that choice comes from. I've processed chickens and rabbits so far and will eventually move to deer and maybe a cow to get an idea of the process. Sitting in a chair plucking feathers and scooping guts really makes you appreciate just how much work goes into the bucket of chicken wings. I know they are pretty automated now, but they haven't always been, and who knows if they will always be in the future. Scuba diving. A heavy hallucination at least once. You learn a lot about yourself and get a new perspective on the world. I disagree with this one. For one, I've done several hallucinogenic things, but some people just don't like the feeling of being not in control of their own body or thoughts. I also don't feel like it changed me in any groundbreaking way. It was just fun. There are definitely people out there who are fine with living it in the real world forever. I know, crazy. Yes, ego death from an 8-gram lemon tech with fresh dried golden teachers is a must do for everyone. Can you describe ego death? I hear people discuss it and always wonder. It doesn't actually kill your ego, trust me. Your ego comes right back when you're back down to earth. You just temporarily lose the duality of this plane, and I feel like you're in the void, which can be either terrifying or extremely blissful. You lose your identity as a human. Your name, all of your stories, everything just seems to disappear. Yet, you're conscious. It's very special, and you have to trust the medicine you're taking very much, and also have an experienced guide or sitter. Sex. It can really make life not seem so bad. A good old-fashioned fist fight. Catch me outside. Mexican tacos.